This is the Sports Betting NFL podcast for professional bettors, not one of these squares where I'm going to sit around and with someone else say, yeah, gee, I watched them last week. They really look terrible. This week they're playing a much better team. I just don't see how they're going to stop them. You get real sharp information here from a person who's been a professional gambler and handicapper since 1988. Arizona scored just 7 points in the first half so far this year. Atlanta's on an extended road trip, having stayed out west after their loss to the Rams, so don't expect any travel fatigue, although, maybe they'll get a little fatigue from being away from home that long, but not as far as, getting any type of jet lag or anything like that. The Seahawks are minus safety Jamal Adams. Many teams believe the Niners are a better team with Jimmy Garoppolo at quarterback. I'm definitely one of them, of course, as Trey Lance is out for the year. But there's no question in my mind the 49ers are a better team with Garoppolo as their starting quarterback. Maybe it's one of these cases where they take a step back long term, but they take a big step forward short term. Remember, in fact, in most of the sports books, I think all the sports books, the Niners' chances of winning the Super Bowl increased with that Lance injury. Denver is just 16 points combined, and they're minus star safety Justin Simmons. I'm one of these guys. I've been a Russell Wilson fan forever, one of his biggest fans, one of his earliest fans, but last year with Seattle, I thought he started to deteriorate just a little bit, and he hasn't looked that impressive this year. I don't think that Denver has one of the elite quarterbacks. I don't think Russell Wilson is one of the top quarterbacks in the NFL any longer, and time remains to be seen, but I do not think that Denver has a very good offense because they got Russell Wilson about 2 years too late. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert is questionable. Chase Daniels would be the backup. Also for the Bolts, Keenan Allen is questionable. Quarterback J.C. Jackson and center Corey Lindsey are doubtful. For the Saints, quarterback Jameis Winston and running back Alvin Kamara are questionable. The Niners tight end George Kittle will make his season debut. Of course, he's one of the top tight ends in the league. Colts will get their top wide receiver Michael Pittman back, but star linebacker Shaquille Leonard remains out. Chiefs extended break as they played the previous week on Thursday, and they face a Colts team off a shutout loss to the lowly Jaguars. Home teams, after getting shut out, after getting shut out as a favorite, are 2-7 straight up and ATS since 1988. So that would mean the fade the Indianapolis Colts. Teams hitting the road after blowing a 21-point or more lead are 16-6. That would favor the Ravens. Now, for the most part, most teams, they played one home game and one road game so far, but not the Patriots. This is their home opener here in Week 3. Some people may say that's a big intangible in their favor. The Saints play their first outdoor game of the season. Winless teams with at least 2 losses laying at least 5.5 are 30-17. That would favor the Bengals. And 3-1 in rare situations where they are road favorites, big road favorites despite being 0-2. Now, the Falcons are one of those early editions of what I like to call dichotomous straight-up and ATS team. They're 0-2 straight up, but they're 2-0 against the spread. That generally means you're talking about a team that's undervalued. A team that does not win but covers is undervalued for the most part, and a team that wins but fails to cover is usually overvalued. Seattle 1 touchdown their last 6 quarters. Buffalo 2-0 against the spread by an average of 21.5 points per game. Colts are 0-2 ATS, missing by an average of 17 points per game. That is, yes, they're failing to the spread by an average of 17 points per game. Titans 0-2 against the spread, and they're failing by an average of 15.3 points per game. Lions top over team, they've gone over both games by 19.5 points per contest. Tampa Bay has gone under both by 20.5 points per game. The Vikings, too, have gone under both of their games, and they've gone under by an average of 17.5 points per contest. Remember, you want the best vetted sports books, go to offshoreinsiders.com, or me, Joe Duffy, CEO of offshoreinsiders.com. I got 9 NFL winners up for this Sunday. I believe at least four of them are wise guy plays, the single strongest play in the handicapping industry. If you're watching this before the Saturday portfolio, make sure you pick up on that as well. Please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe for the best content on the internet. Short form, straight to the point, and again, not cliches, but gambling information that we, as professional gamblers, use. You want cliches, you want someone good looking, you got other choices elsewhere. But for information that you can win with, will win with, it's Joe Duffy's Picks, the Tailgate Party Podcast, and Offshore